day, good day. How you going? What do you know? Don't strike a light. Good day, good day. And how you going? Just say good day, good day, good day, and you'll be right.
Now in today's End Times Prophecy Update, what we're seeing more and more each day, each week, is more of the tension. There's a lot more talk going on these days concerning the Middle East, mainly dealing with Iran and Israel. But you're also having a steady conflict of the Palestinians, Hamas, and Hezbollah. Those are the surrounding areas of constant conflict. The other day, out of the Israeli National News, had this article talking about how the Israeli Defense Force attacks Hamas naval forces in Gaza. So the Air Force aircraft on Friday night attacked 6 military targets belonging to the Hamas terror group naval forces in Gaza, according to the Israeli defense spokesman. The strikes were in response to the terror activity and the mass infiltration attempt from Gaza earlier in the day. And so the Palestinian Arab media reported there was at least 4 injuries in the strike. The Defense Force statement says for several weeks now, Hamas terrorist organization have been leading violent disturbances that constitute over a series of terrorist attacks against terror infrastructures, security forces, and civilians. This is something that's escalating more and more, and especially as things are going to be leading toward the celebration of the 70th year of Israel next month, and of course the moving of the embassy. So there's going to be a lot more tension, especially leading up to it. And but we're seeing just more of the continued buildup of these surrounding countries, the conflict with Hamas, Hezbollah, Palestinians, the potential Psalm 83 pieces coming closer and closer together, which deals with the surrounding nations. Ezekiel 38 is dealing with the Iranians, Russians, Turkey, Syria, or not Syria, well, it's part of the coming in through Syria, Libya, and Sudan. So those are, when we deal with Psalm 83, it's the surrounding nations. The bigger nations past that is the Ezekiel 38, which is a much greater conflict. But you're seeing more of these pieces coming together. And of course, the getting closer to the destruction of Damascus. Each week it's getting closer and closer for that. Also, this other article that mentioned out of the Israeli National News that talks about if Tel Aviv is attacked, we will attack and strike Tehran. So the defense minister of Israel emphasized that Israel will not tolerate an Iranian strike on Israel, asserting that Israel would not hesitate to strike Tehran bases in this particular case. There was an interview that was on a London-based Saudi paper on Thursday where Lieberman, who is the defense minister, said while Israel is not interested in war with anybody, it's not going to tolerate Iran's presence in Syria at any price. And so the continued buildup of the Iranian military within Syria. Right now they have over 80,000 fighters there, that's a buildup. Their purpose there, they'll eventually come in and invade Israel, as we know, according to Ezekiel 38. Why is this information? Because that constant buildup of some of these existing prophecies, not only the destruction of Damascus in Isaiah 17, but Ezekiel 38. More and more of these pieces of the puzzle coming closer and closer together. More still needs to be put in place and developed, but you're seeing just more each week of this constant talking, threats, wars and rumors of wars going on. And then lastly, which was quite surprising, this week I wasn't as in tune with the news and all that sort of stuff due to the conference, but shocking to hear North Korea and South Korea meeting up for the denuclearization. My first thought is, I'm wondering if this is just a sideshow so that everyone's distracted by this great peace process, while Iran and some of the other players are coming closer and closer together and doing what they need to do. And I wouldn't be surprised that if North Korea was intentionally launching all those missiles over these months and years as a test for Iran so that they're ready to launch all their stuff because they've been working together on the same technology, same ballistic missiles. So it's just a side thought there, not saying it's fact or anything. It's just a random thought there. But it was interesting how the two Koreas coming together to try to work on a peace deal, a peace treaty, because it's just more of a ceasefire, for the last 65 years or so. But you're also seeing potential development that's going to come out of this particular denuclearization that could help re-amp the Iran deal. And so this was something that was another piece of article coming out of the Times of Israel, how the senior Israeli minister said Trump's administration is in a better position to renegotiate the Iran nuclear deal after the leaders of North and South Korea earlier on Friday pledged to pursue a permanent peace and rid the peninsula of nuclear weapons. So that's the intended result of this. But what we've seen so far with this Iran deal, how Obama and this whole group of the P5+1 gave the money, the resources to help Iran build their nuclear facilities. So what they're trying to do is not have the nuclear weapons, but they'll continue to maintain their nuclear facilities. So it's just a matter of time to see what's going to happen, and before they really unleash the weapons and the ballistic missiles, the threats and the talk and creating rumors of wars. So definitely their rhetoric is getting more intense and more frequent as well as they're talking about war and threatening Israel as well. So we just have to wait and see what happens, but stay informed, but more importantly, stay close to Jesus, stay in His Word, and it's exciting times ahead. Amen? And that's it for today's update.